another up-close video. Today's one is another one of Tonic's Cyber Week celebrations sets, and this one is called Everyday Sentiments, Stamps and Dies. So you've got a mixture of different sentiments, some of which come with a die and some of which coordinate with the stamp set, but also there's little mini stamps that also coordinate with some of the die sentiments as well. So it's a real mix and match kind of a set. And if you want to get hold of this set, there will be affiliate links in the description box below the video, and I really do appreciate you taking the time to use those links. It's no extra cost to you, but it really helps me out, so really appreciate that if you do use them. Also, this is my last video for the Cyber Week. I haven't got tomorrow's one, so if you still want to support my channel by using my links, you can still use any of my links that take you to the Tonic websites to purchase tomorrow's one as well if you want to do that. I just thought I'd let you know. So today's video is looking at this really like unusual kind of die set. It's a really almost like, I'd say like graffiti kind of font, or I suppose kind of calligraphy, but it kind of looks like it could have been done with one of those really thick, wide sort of markers that you'd kind of see graffiti sort of style, and with the double bubbles that go around it. I think you could really get away with trying to create a fun teenage kind of card and make these look like extra spray outlines of like spray paint and stuff. I think that would be a kind of cool way to use this one. But I've actually teamed my samples up with the Christmas magic colour trend that came out a while back, because I had multiple backgrounds left from that video. So the cards that I'll show you later, if you're interested in any of the backgrounds or anything that are on the cards, I did actually show or explain all of those in my Christmas magic colour trend video, which I'll link at the end of the video too. But back to this actual die set. Within here, every either die cut word or stamped word has two bubbles to go around it, which is really nice because it gives you a lot more versatility with how you might want to use these, whether you're going to turn them into shaker cards, like recess the word back down into something, utilise or save cardstock even, because what you can do is you can cut the largest bubble plus the, well, I'll point at one with a word die in it, but you can cut the largest bubble plus the word die, and then you can cut the smaller bubble, but you're saving cardstock because you'll layer the smaller bubble over the large bubble that's missing the word, and then you can put the word on top. So it's a little bit of a cardstock saver as well with these kind of sentiments too. But the sentiments that we've got in this set are thank you, which I think is my favourite die cut one, and we also got friends in the die cut, and then the four words that coordinate with the stamp set are birthday, which is my favourite stamped one because I'm always making thank you cards and birthday cards, so they're my two favourites from the set. But you also have the words memories, days and anniversary. So not only is this kind of card making sort of sentiment, because you've got memories and days in there, I feel like you could definitely use this in conjunction with your memory book as well. So if you got the memory book that was launched yesterday, I think it might work nicely in conjunction with some of that as well, especially because it's called Making Memories, so it could be making memories with friends, and you can use the die cut word friends as well, so you can kind of mix and match around all of these different Cyber Week kind of sets. So I'm not really sure the best way to show it, but perhaps I'll go through all of the small little elements first. So you've got three different little flowers, which are just sort of filling in all of the space so you're getting the most for your money, but you can never have too many gorgeous little flower motifs, and you could definitely build up a pattern just with those flowers for your background of your card as well. So you can completely make your cards just using this set, or you can bring in other dies, stamps, whatever you like to make all of your backgrounds, or even go through like I did and pick out backgrounds that I made a while ago and then just use the sentiments on top of them. It works really nicely for that too. So we've got three gorgeous flowers. You've got this 5-pointed bubbly kind of flower, a 4-pointed sort of flower which you could turn into a 4-leaf clover, and then lots and lots of petals on this gorgeous one as well, which you can really shape, and then maybe put one of these in the centre as a middle to it as well, or a big Nuvo drop or a gem would look fantastic in the middle of that one. So you've got those three flowers, and then you do also have two sort of foliage pieces as well. that you can mount those flowers onto or create a wreath out of as well. You can do all sorts of different things, especially because this one's got the curve on it. I think it's supposed to go that way up, but because it's got that curve on it, it can really sort of help start to build some kind of wreath design for you, or maybe an archway. Maybe you're doing an anniversary card and you're going to have a bride and groom on it or something, and you could have like an archway of foliage around there too. So lots of different ways of using just these little extra dies too. And because you have these smaller sentiments in here that kind of are sub-sentiments to the larger ones, you also have a banner die in here, which is a complete banner die, so it completely cuts out, which is nice. Some banners don't have that final end cut to them, but this one does completely cut out as it is. All of these will fit on there. Even if you're matching up words together to create a longer kind of sentiment, they'll all fit onto this banner. But you can also obviously cut this banner down if you're just using one of the smaller sentiments as well. You can just use it as a smaller banner, which is nice, and you can use this to create your backgrounds for your cards too. I've done that quite a few times in different videos. I was going to kind of do some kind of idea with that as well, but I feel like it's a bit overdone. I feel like I've done it too many times, using a little banner to create a background or some kind of focal element on a card, so I skipped it for this time. But you can definitely do this. My idea was it was going to be taking one of the words and then having lots of the banners coming out from the bottom, almost like a rainbow, sort of blending out from the bottom of the word at different heights. So you could always have a go at doing that kind of idea if you want to as well, but I didn't actually make it. So the next thing that I'll show you, let's show you the CRaFTi word dies that are in here. So we'll go with the dies first. So let's go with friends. You can see what I mean about a kind of like a graffiti sort of style, or I guess a very dramatic chisel written calligraphy kind of style. It's a really sort of thick lines, but then with thin lines as you sort of change direction in the writing. So a really different kind of font. Not usually the font that I would normally go for, but very useful to have in your stash. As I said, if you want to go for that graffiti kind of style, it's good for sort of teenage cards, and I guess maybe it is slightly more of a masculine sort of style as well, so, or graphic style too. So, you know, a nice different sort of sentiment style to have in your stash. And that is the word friends. And then with this one, or with all of them really, you have the two bubbles that go around them. So the inner bubble has, or both of them have the cut line on the inside. So when you put them next to each other, you've actually got about 5 or 6 millimeters of a bubble around the main portion of the word. And then the die cut word or stamped word fits inside the bubbles perfectly with quite a narrow border, which is really nice. And then it's the second bubble that gives you that wider kind of aspect. And I have used them in a few different ways on the cards that I'll show you as well, to kind of show how you can maybe cut these two together to give you a frame. You can cut those two together and you get like a tiny little skinny frame to go around it. You can turn them into sort of recessed cards. You can raise it up. You can cut it out of different colours. You can add vellum into there as well. So many different ways of combining the dies because you've got the two bubble kind of edges as well. So that is the friends one. And then the thank you one is obviously very similar because you've also got the die cut word in that one with that gorgeous thick and thin calligraphy kind of style font in there as well. And I like the way it's offset like this, the thank and then the you. So you could make a focal element here with flowers or any kind of motif that you want to add in to the theme of your card as well. It's quite nice to sort of have that area to do that. And then again, we have both bubbles. So the inside bubble is really close to the die cut design, and then you have that slightly larger outside bubble as well. But there's nothing to say that you have to use these bubbles with them. You can definitely just use the sentiment. You can do what I would normally do, cut the sentiment out of cardstock, perhaps shadow 2 of them and then put them on a vellum bubble. So you don't even have to use this second bubble if that's not kind of your style. But I do think it is useful for, you know, cutting an extra aperture just to make a different kind of look, or perhaps even a gift tag. Because you've got that extra piece to go on the back of it, you could easily put them all together, punch a hole in it, and that could be a gorgeous gift tag for a gift bag that you're gifting a thank you gift in. So quite a nice idea in that respect as well, because it makes it a larger sort of element too. So, you know, you can definitely do that kind of thing with these gorgeous sentiments too. Then The final 4 sentiments I will show you on the stamp set, because it's going to be a lot more easy to sort of see how the dies line up by showing you them over the top of the stamps. And for my kit tutorial this month, I actually decided to do showing you how to perfectly line up stamps and dies, and I completely forgot about this set, so it will actually work really well to explain to you or inform you of different ways of how to perfectly cut out your stamped words as well. So I'll link that at the end of the video, along with the Christmas Magic colour trend video as well, in case you want to, like, maybe you don't know exactly how to cut these dies out absolutely perfectly, or maybe you want to create a lot of these and have them ready on your desk for putting them onto cards. I've got a really quick sort of easy way of how to batch stamp a lot of these in one go, so check out that tutorial for that as well. But this is the dies around the words. So the great thing about Tonic dies is they do it so that you can still see the entire word. So if you're just stamping one and cutting it out, you can do it like this. You can just stamp the word and then line the die up, cut it out, and it'll be absolutely perfect. But that tutorial will help you with sort of batch stamping them. But so you've got the gorgeous die that allows you to do that, plus you've then got the anniversary as well, and you have the, if I can pick them up, I need a magnet. We've got the one for the birthday, and then we've also got the one for the word days as well, which I think was the only scripty word that I didn't end up using on one of my cards. So you've got the 4 that match those, but not only can you cut the word out with the close die that will cut right up against that stamped word, you can, if you want to, depending on what design, or maybe you're using some ephemera packs that have quite a large white border around the edge and you want to kind of match that with your sentiment, there's nothing to stop you stamping onto this larger one as well. So you've got the second bubble in there too, which you can definitely stamp onto instead of the fine bubble as well. So you know, you've got options like that too, and all of those words come with that second bubble, which is really lovely, because again, it gives you more versatility with how you might like to use them, or how you want to incorporate them into a design on your card. And then I will show you up close the stamp set. So we've got all of those main words, and then we have all of these individual words as well that are designed to combine with them. So you've got happy, so you can do happy anniversary, happy birthday, happy days. Belated, so belated birthday, happy belated birthday, and like happy belated anniversary perhaps as well. You've got treasure, so you can do treasure memories or treasure days. You've got are here again, so you can do like happy days are here again. You can do both of us, which is nice, and also me and us and you. So you've got different, depending on who you are and how many people are in your family and everything. So you can do like happy belated birthday from both of us. So it's a really nice sort of mix and matchy kind of set. You've also got the word forever in there as well. So you can do treasure memories forever. You can sort of mix and match all sorts of different ones, and you can do friends forever. You can also bring in with thank you. You can do thank you from both of us, thank you from me to you. So all sorts of different mix and matchy ones that you can do with all of these little words in here as well. And they're in that gorgeous kind of almost like a Dymo sort of label tape idea, where you've got what you're actually stamping is the surround of the words, and then the words will be whatever colour cardstock you're stamping onto. So a really different kind of styled sentiment sort of set, I think, that I think will work really nicely with lots of different projects. And actually I think tomorrow's die set that I don't have, I think some of these, as I was saying about this being like a gift tag, I think this would kind of work really nicely with tomorrow's one as well. So I will move these out of the way and then show you the cards that I have created as well. So all of the cards are just keeping it really simple. I know they look a little bit more elaborate because I've used a gorgeous background, but I had already created the background. So I'm mostly just focusing on how I've done the sentiments and showing you sort of how you can use them. And this is using that Christmas Magic colour trend. If you got this one, I think, was it last year? I can't remember now. I'm not sure when they stopped doing the colour trends. But just showing you, you know, like how perfectly you can get the stamp to line up in that smaller bubble. You can use the larger bubble from another colour of cardstock, or you could have just used the smaller one as well. But having it on that larger bubble helps it stand out from a busy kind of background. And you can also stamp the extra words onto that little banner. And I stuck the white one onto some of the black card and then cut around it as well. So you can just freehand cut around that to give a bubbly kind of effect, like the main larger bubble from the die too, which is nice. Or you don't even have to stamp these little words onto the banner. This is the only card that I have done that for. The rest of them I've just cut out, and they look really nice like that as well. So however it fits into your design, you can kind of use it that way. So that's showing you Happy Anniversary in use. This one is also using the stamps and just showing how really easy you can just stamp the word onto the smaller bubble, stick it on the card, add a couple of those extra sentiments, and then you've got Treasure Memories Forever. And any of these words, if you have alphabet stamp sets or any other kind of sentiment stamps or dies in your stash, you can definitely combine them with these as well and create different sentiments too, which is really nice. So we've got, this was a washi tape background, again, that I did with that Christmas Magic colour trend, and you can see how just perfectly these sentiments just finish off a random background that you've created before. I love the background on this one. This was using a dream drop and sprinkling in the different confettis from that colour trend, and I love how you can mix and match the words again. So stamping perfectly onto the smaller bubble, but you could have stamped directly onto the card as well. There's nothing to say you have to die cut them out. But then also mixing and matching all the little words. So I've got Happy Belated Birthday to you. And you could have even done to you from me. So you can like multiply up as many of those little words as you want to use. But I just love the kind of simple striking effect that gives. And just to such a simple background as well. It was literally just using the silicone spatula to swipe some of the dream drops onto there and then sprinkle the confetti in, and it just looks so simple but so effective as well. So a lovely simple birthday card. Then we're moving on to the die cut ones. So this is Friends, and can you see what I mean about it looking like a graffiti kind of style? When you do it like this, it kind of gives that like drop shadow of sort of like a spray painted word, and then like the hazy bubble around the edge. I just feel like that would work really nicely in bright colours for a teenage kind of card. And this one, this is what I was saying about how you can cut the word inside the larger bubble, because to get the shadow of the gold one here, I cut the word inside the larger bubble, and that's also what I did with the white one. So behind that black smaller bubble, there is this word missing, but nobody's going to know because you stuck it directly over the top. But you can save some cardstock and do that, or you could just use it like this as well. There's nothing to stop you using the word like that. It's still legible. You could place the little pieces back in if you wanted to as well, but it is still legible, just cutting the word into the bubble as well, which is nice. And as well as cutting the word into the larger bubble, you can also cut the words into the smaller bubble as well and get a different effect that way. Slightly less legible on this one. I think it would be more legible on the word Friends, but again, you could definitely save the pieces and put them back in if you want to, or do some inlay die cutting and, you know, stick an actual word die cut back in too, which would be really nice. So that is showing you the Friends one. And then I've also got the Thank You one, and this one was done a little bit differently. This was cutting the large bubble from the gold pearlescent vellum from Tonic, and then cutting the two bubbles together to give a tiny little frame to go around the edge of it, and then using the interior from that frame to cut out the word thank you as well. So you're not wasting anything, and if you wanted to, you could have saved that skinny little black piece, which is the same as this gold one here. And what I was saying before about like inlaying them, you could you know, mix and match and inlay back in as well if you want to bring in a different colour, or, you know, whatever you kind of want to do. But I wanted to show off the translucency of that vellum on this one. But again, another really simple card, and also combining the die cut word with the stamps as well. So you've got Thank You from me, and also with the Friends, I did Friends Forever too. And then the final card, this was actually sponging the metallic vintage drop through a stencil onto mirror card to get that background effect. But to do this one, I put the smaller bubble and the word die together, die cut them together, and then this was actually the discarded piece that came out of this one. And then I've recessed the word behind the aperture. And then I also, sorry, that's pumpkin on the windowsill. Then I also felt like I needed more white in here, so I just put a strip of pearlescent white cardstock across here, decided exactly where I wanted it, and then die cut that small bubble into it as well, and then fit it back around the main bubble. So you can play around using the dies to add additional pieces onto your project as well after you think you finished them too. So you can also use those bubble dies to kind of like add an extra strip on, even after you feel like you've finished the card. You can sort of add something else to sort of enhance the actual sentiment on there too. So another really simple way of using the word die. So I know this video was a little bit shorter just because it's a simple kind of set to show you, but hopefully this has given you some different ideas of the different ways of how to use some of these sentiments. Perhaps you want to give a graffiti kind of effect a try, or maybe you just want to follow along with that tutorial that I'll link at the end to batch stamp a bunch of birthday ones so you've got them ready. And you can also stamp out all of the separate little words as well and have them in a pot on your desk too, so that you can combine them. So, you know, it's a really nice set for finishing off all of those backgrounds that maybe you've tried out some of the techniques that I've shown in the past, or, you know, you've just had a play day and you've got a ton of backgrounds left over and you just want to finish them off. It's a really nice set for just adding all of those words onto them to finish all of your cards off. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you've enjoyed Cyber Week as well, and I hope you enjoyed tomorrow's Black Friday set, even though I haven't got a video for you. But thank you so much for watching all the way through the week, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye!